Okay, this is the Tamron 150 to 600 millimeter f5 to 6.3. This lens is amazing. It cost $1,069. I got it on rebate back in December. It got a $170 check from them. It only took 2 weeks. Kudos to Tamron for that. But this is going to be a 7-minute video of why you should buy this lens. And I mean, if you're at all into wildlife photography and you don't feel like spending the 2 grand on a Nikon or the up to what 14,000 for like their 600 millimeter f 2.8, if you don't want to spend that kind of money, get this lens. I'm gonna be showing you a lot of photos of or at least the good ones that I've taken with this lens. I'm gonna start out with this bald eagle. I see this bald eagle every day on my way to work, and I never get to see it in flight. It's usually just sitting at the top of the light pole it sits at, and when it sits there, it doesn't move for hours. But I actually got to capture him in flight. This was right after he dove off the pole. This is not a great photo. It was low light. It was around 5 o'clock. It was overcast. There was no light. This is 2,000th of a second at f8. Um, but still, every review that I saw on this lens said that this lens is not sharp at 600 millimeters. That is not true. That is not true at all. At least as far as I'm concerned. At least all the videos I watched, they actually happened, and I thought about this when I was trying to make this video earlier. They're actually all on Canons. All the reviews I saw for this lens, and everyone who said it was not sharp, the reviews were on Canon bodies, and I don't know if that has something to do with it. I'm a Nikon guy personally, but I don't know. I mean, I love Canon for their speed. I love Nikon for their image quality. Um, but I'm going to go over some osprey pictures. I love osprey. They're my favorite bird in the world. We have millions of them down here in Florida, and they're here all year long, so I can take as many pictures of them if I want. I can't speak right now. But this osprey let me get real close to him. The detail, the bokeh, everything about this lens. This is on a D800 body, by the way. Most of these pictures are. Some of them are on a D7200. But the detail and the bokeh and the contrast and everything about this lens, it's perfect. I love this lens. I'm gonna tell you a billion times probably in this 7 minutes. Get this lens. It is fantastic. I love this lens. This is my go-to lens for wildlife. The next picture coming up, I was astounded at the detail it caught. This osprey was pretty close to me. He was only about 10 feet away. He let me get really, really close to him. I switched over to my 300 on my D7200. He let me get like within touching distance. He was really cool. But I mean, just look at the eyes. The detail it picked up on the eyes. It's amazing. This lens is just amazing. This was on my D7200 body. It's a little bit faster than my D800 at 7.5 frames a second, I think. The D300 is only 4 at max. I love this picture. This is probably one of my favorite pictures of the osprey that I've caught. You can see a little bit of distortion at the tip of his wing. This was at 4,000th of a second. And the out of focus area, this was corrected, but the out of focus area did get a little bit distorted. I was shooting an f8 at 4,000th of a second for all these. A couple of them I think were 5,000th of a second. I love this picture too. They were fighting all morning. They were fighting over, it was like King of the Hill for the nest. And I loved it. They were just fantastic. Osprey are such great subjects. They all have their own personality. They're amazing birds. I love birds. Birds of prey, any kind of raptor, any owl. They're my favorites. And by the way, these are all pretty much taken at the Everglades. That's my closest national park. That guy was great. He let me get right under him. That's an osprey. That was low light. That was right after daybreak. Yesterday or 2 days ago. Right after daybreak a couple days ago. You're about to see a barred owl come up. This lens's VC is astonishing. I can shoot all the way down to 80th of a second, handheld 600 millimeters, and still get sharp images. This was at 1/100th, and then a couple of them were at 1/600 or 1/160th of a second, and 1/100th of a second. And they're all shot in f8, and a couple of them actually were shot in 6.3. But they're all at 600 millimeters, and it was such low light. This was just after daybreak. I had been following this barred owl all morning, from like 4 a.m. until about 7 or 8. You're gonna see a couple of the shots at nighttime too. This lens is phenomenal. I can't zoom in from the program I'm using, but if I could zoom in, you can see every fiber on the owl's body, every feather. It's amazing. This was actually a couple days before the shots that just happened. That was low light too. This is at nighttime, or nighttime. It's 4 in the morning, no visibility. I had a flash on there. This lens is amazing. These were shot on my 7200, and on a DX crop, the equivalent at 600 millimeter on a DX crop is 988 millimeters. That wasn't those. By the way, those pictures weren't shot at 600 millimeter. That one's not either. I think that's at around 300, 400 millimeter. But 988 millimeters on a DX crop, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's weatherproof. It's weather sealed. There's some iffy things about it, but this picture here was taken in the pouring rain. This one wasn't. But that picture was taken in the pouring rain. I was at the Everglades all day. Pouring rain. Like torrential downpour. That was at my local zoo. God, I'm trying to keep the video short, but buy this lens. It's weather sealed. It's an amazing price. That picture is freaking amazing. If you zoom in, you can zoom into the taste buds on his tongue. I just wanted to show you some real world pictures that I've captured. I've had the lens for about 2 months. That was at my local bird sanctuary. I love this lens. This lens is phenomenal. I'm an amateur. I do this for fun. $1,000 is a lot of money for me, but $1,000 is well spent. I've gotten more out of this lens than I've spent any other money on any other photography equipment. It's just amazing. Buy this lens. I just wanted to show you guys some pictures. This is Nikon Matt or VMAT 1203. I don't know what channel I'm uploading it to, but yeah, just the pictures speak for themselves. Buy this lens, please. I'm telling you, if you like wildlife photography, buy this lens. Thanks. Bye.